Hi, I'm Minette Rushing, owner of Custom Cakes in Savannah, Georgia, and today I'm going to show you how we paint our cakes with luster dust and also with gold dust. Pearlized cakes have become so popular, and there's a reason for it. They're just beautiful. Painting the cakes with luster dust just really gives it a nice sheen. I want to share with you how we do it and also the tools that we use for it. First of all, it makes a huge mess, and there's just kind of no way I've been able to get around it. It just makes a big mess. So what I do is I'll lay some parchment paper down on my table and tape it down. I also like to cover the top of my turntable with parchment as well. So I'm going to take it off so you can see it. So I've just taped it here so when I'm finished I can take it off. So let me put this back on. Okay. This is the cake that I'm going to be painting with pearl dust, and it's the fondant's just been put on, so it's fresh and ready to go. Now the brushes that I use are dedicated for the pearl dust, so I don't use it for anything else, and it's to keep the color clean and pure. So I'm going to use one brush that looks like a makeup brush, and then I'll use a nice flat brush. And it's important to have a good brush when you put this on because you don't want a lot of streaks. All right, first I'm going to put some of the powder, the super pearl dust, in my little makeshift container. Always put the top back on it. And to make this a liquid so that I can paint with it, I'm going to use the Everclear. And what I'll do is just pour some of the Everclear into the cap, and kind of use it from there. I prefer to use the Everclear because it dries really fast. And for those of you that aren't familiar, it's a grain alcohol, and it has a really high alcohol content, so it does dry quickly. And I'll take my brush, and I want to make a paste out of it. This looks like a really good mixture. You can see it's got some thickness to it, but it's still really spreadable. So this is what we're looking for when we start to paint. So I've got a nice flat brush, and I'm going to start here and kind of just keep going in one direction. Okay, add some more to it. And we're going to go back and even it up, so don't worry about if you see little clumps of luster dust. Now I'm going to add a little bit, make it a little thinner. And if you have some kind of clumps of luster dust, you want to work those out. You may need to just add a little bit of the Everclear to your brush and kind of work it out. Okay, now finish up, I want to go back and just keep going in one direction. You see it just kind of takes going over it and over it and over it again. So we don't want it to be streaky. So I'm not using a lot of pressure with my brush, just very light strokes. And that's starting to look really pretty. All right, we can stop right here and just put the dry pearl dust on and be finished with it, and it would be gorgeous. But this cake that I'm making is going to have a solid gold layer as well. So I want to give this tier a little bit of a gold undertone. And the best way to do that is to take your gold sparkle and put just a little bit in the mixture. And you just need a little bit. And it gives it kind of just that little bit of a highlight, almost like putting highlights in your hair. Okay, and I'm going to add just a little bit more. And it really is just kind of, there's no formula, it's just what looks good to you. And this coat's going to be a little bit thinner than the one that we started out with. All right, now we're going to put on the next layer, which has got the gold sparkle in it. And this is just really a really light touch again, and it's not as thick. We're not putting it on as heavy as we did the first time, because this is just more, we're trying to cover it up and make it really nice and smooth and add just that little bit of gold undertone to it. And hopefully y'all can see that. Again, just very light strokes, very light strokes. You're just trying to combine everything. Okay, now we'll just let that dry. It just gives it a really pretty rich look. So you want to just use some sort of a makeup brush or a soft brush that's going to hold the powder, but just be very, very soft. Okay? And you want to wait until it dries before you put this coat on. You can see how it just really evens everything out. And just really makes it pretty. And messy, very messy. Let's do the top too. It's so nice to see the cake finished and in a room with some soft lighting, and it's beautiful. It just really makes the whole cake. It makes such a statement. And that's it.